Thank you. Is this on? Great. So to echo that, thanks a lot for coming along today. Particularly on a day like this, I was cycling in thinking, are people going to choose to sit under the shade in Devonport Park or go out for a swim in Firestone Bay instead? So it's great that you've all turned up. I've been aware of Green Minds for quite some time, not because I was trying to keep an eye on it from a council perspective, but because this team has a great knack of managing to organise events, interesting events that are hard to resist turning up from. You know exactly what I'm talking about because you're here today. I remember an early Green Minds panel discussion in 2020 called Eco-Biz that some of you here were on the panel for. Social enterprises discussing how they support both communities and nature alike. And I remember thinking what an exciting green twist this is on Plymouth's social enterprise and cooperative history. Last year, I stumbled upon another online lecture called Urban Nature, and that was all about bursting with good practice on how other parts of the Southwest have given nature a helping hand. More recently, in April just gone, a good friend of mine, Gary Futcher, invited me to the premiere of the 360-degree Green Minds film. And it was inspiring to witness so many people from all types of backgrounds trying their hand at rewilding initiatives. You will get to see kids from Cllr Scouts and Montpelier Primary and at all sorts of locations from across Plymouth. In the north, Poole Farm, and in the south, the Blockhouse Park, which is in the ward I'm proud to represent. Green Minds started in 2019, a partnership project led by Plymouth City Council and funded by the European Regional Development Fund. Its aim has been to rewild, not just places across the city, but people. What do I mean by that? I think it's best captured by the title of the project itself, Green Minds. It speaks to bringing nature alive in one's imagination and thoughts, behaviors and future plans. A wilder way of viewing weeds, perhaps, of re-evaluating neglected spaces, of perceiving both environmental harms and benefits. All in all, a grassroots strategy for making Plymouth a better city for wildlife and for people through both wildlife and people. Green Minds has led on pioneering nature-based solutions, including the first ever reintroduction of a beaver in the UK, the creation of new city meadows, and a reduction in our grass cutting that has left spaces for nature in our streetscapes. The team has delivered wildlife-friendly land management training for our workforce alongside apprenticeships, schools, and volunteering opportunities for the public. This has built skills and capacity to sustain new ways of working with nature while supporting health and well-being. On top of this, rewilding has happened in the heritage sector at Cllr. It's also occurred in the west of the city, with Green Minds working to enhance habitat and create corridors to green the grey. Artists and digital experts have collaborated with local residents, finding creative ways of making nature more visible in our everyday lives. And all of this work has been done alongside communities and across departments in the council with a range of local partner organisations that were mentioned earlier. What Green Minds has achieved in such a short period of time is mind-boggling, including within some very difficult contexts. The COVID-19 lockdown encouraged a rethink of how we might be able to reach isolated audiences online who are missing that fundamental connection with nature. This year, Green Minds has had another presumably uncomfortable task of preserving localised positive projects rooted in community engagement and nature, whilst the previous council administration were making some major errors of judgment elsewhere in the city centre. If anything, this makes Green Minds and today all the more important. Today is an opportunity to set the scene for the future direction of a city alongside a new Labour-led council and ensure that we all continue to deliver nature-based solutions as a response to some of our city's key challenges. Today is also a celebration of what each of you have all done together, and a huge thank you to our partners and volunteers who have made this happen. Thank you.